A conversation with Steve Kroft and 60 Minutes producer Michael Karzis about their story on a new crime-solving tool police used to find the Golden State Killer.
But more significant than the arrest was the way it came about, using a powerful new tool called genetic genealogy, which law enforcement says has since been used to crack cold cases all over the country.
A natural thing for a viewer to think after watching this 60 Minutes story is, could my DNA help solve a cold case? And I wonder whether most people would be comfortable with that.
I think just the numbers alone at GEDmatch would say that, yeah, they are. After the Golden State Killer story broke and GEDmatch was named as the website that was used.
This is our headquarters for GEDmatch.
What Curtis Rogers told me was that there were some defectors from the website.
People who took their information down.
But it has been consistent since, in the months since, and he thinks that his numbers are around 1,500 to 2,000 uploads a day. I mean, it's not going down, it's going in the other direction, it's going up.
I think in the case of someone like the Golden State Killer or the person that killed April Tinsley and some of these other
serial killers,
horrible cases,
yeah.
I don't think people would object.
We helped to catch, we're instrumental in catching a really bad dude.
He wouldn't have been caught without you.
Would not have been caught, that is correct.
I think that most people would say, fine, I'll sign on for that if it helps catch a serial killer.
Even if it's a second or third cousin of mine.
I think that the chances of it being somebody that you know are probably fairly remote. A lot of the matches are done with third and fourth cousins, and not many people know who their third and fourth cousins are or have ever met them.
Well, you raised this interesting point about becoming an unwitting genetic informant.
Right. You have to understand that the people that are informing the investigation by the presence of their DNA probably will never find out that their DNA helped solve the case.
It's sort of abstract.
Right, it's very abstract.
How big a change do you think this is for solving homicides?
I think it's huge. Talking to the cops, they are chomping at the bit. When you've made an arrest in a 40 some odd year-old cold case that terrorized Northern California, it's hard to argue that this, hey, we should put the brakes on this.
Privacy concerns.
Yeah, who's going to be the person who's going to say to the family of those victims, sorry, we can't do this. It's kind of, the horses have left the stable. I don't think they're going to go back in,
It's just the beginning. I mean, because who knows what the other possibilities are and the other uses for DNA going forward when it's matched with really high-speed technology.
So the blue indicates that there's a match there.
Here you have something like DNA, which is maybe the most personal information that we have. It's who we are, where we came from, what our physical makeup and mental makeup is. And this technology has made it incredibly accessible and is advanced to the point where you can find a relative and match it with a crime scene. I think this story will get people talking about it.
Talking about how their DNA might be used?
How it might be used and whether they want to withdraw their DNA from certain databases. The commercial sites like 23andMe and Ancestry.com have very strict privacy standards, and they don't make their database available to law enforcement without a subpoena. I think that people will be looking at GEDmatch and trying to figure out whether there should be some restrictions. But I don't know how you would go about doing that. I mean, it's a public database. You can make the argument that it serves a purpose.
But now that we know law enforcement can access this information, it does raise the question, would you willingly give your DNA information to the FBI? If the answer is no, should you be giving it to these public websites?
I think some of it probably has to do with whether you have anything to hide. I mean, if you have something to hide, then probably it's a good idea not to upload to Ancestry and 23andMe and GEDmatch.
But your cousin may not know that.
But your cousin may not know that.